What's going on, everybody? Get the mic ready. Ah, so big day for combat sports today. We have the Jake Paul fight today, and that should be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it actually, cause not having UFC, tough, tough. I'm not gonna lie. What's going on, bro? What's going on, Pook Sure? What's going on, my brother? I appreciate you for stopping in, dropping a like. Let me know if it sounds okay. If it's laggy at all, you're good. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you always being in here. Cause like I said, usually I've been really doing my I've been on my TikTok more. So doing this is pretty like it's different to me. And it's a lot different with the view count and how people interact on TikTok versus YouTube. TikTok people aren't as scared to comment. I feel like here on YouTube, you have a lot of people that like they enter the live and they'll watch your live, but they don't actually comment. You get what I'm saying? Like people aren't trying to have a conversation. I like a good conversation. Like the Jake Paul fights today, I'm probably gonna watch the Jake Paul fight. It's simple. I see a notification, title talk MMA. I click. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. You're on the train early, so this is just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger, my friend. I'm telling you. I already did it on TikTok. I'm gonna do it on YouTube. Hi, Ben. Hello, Ben. Bonjour. Hello. Bonjour, my friend. International audience. International audience. Guys, I don't speak your language. I speak English, but I'm glad you guys could join in. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. How's it going, everybody? Yo, please keep it in English, then everyone can read it. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know. I don't speak French, bro. I don't. I was just reading it. Hey, what's up, Miriam? How's it going? I appreciate you for stopping in. I appreciate that. What's going on? We're talking MMA in here, so if you guys want to talk MMA, you have a horrible cold? That's unfortunate. Have some soup. Or as in Puerto Rico, we say ponte Vicks, which means put on Vicks. I don't know if you have that wherever you're from, but yeah. We're talking Jake Paul. We're talking UFC. We're talking all that stuff right now. I think this was a horrible fight for Jake Paul to go and take, to be honest. Jake Paul's over here trying to fight a literal Olympic medalist in a boxing match. Like, honestly, credit to him for actually doing that because, like, I would not. It's crazy. Crazy work that Jake Paul actually doing that. Nah, I don't speak French either. The only French I speak is baguette and croissant. I appreciate, bro. I get it. I get it. I know croissant and I know baguette too. That's the extent of my French. I do speak a bit of Spanish. My family is Hispanic, so I do understand español. Entiendo mucho, por favor. But are you watching the Jake Paul fight, Puncture? Are you gonna watch the Jake Paul fight? I'm actually looking forward to it. No UFC has me in a chokehold, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that the Jake Paul fight is a good little substitute while we don't have fights. You know what I mean? I know we're all waiting for UFC 324. Nah, the fight is probably rigged anyways. Brother, what else is there to watch really right now? And you get to see I think Anderson is fighting Tyron Woodley as well. So that's another matchup on that card. I feel like that's going to be entertaining. I'm a big Anderson Silva fan too. Maybe because like I'm getting old. You're just gonna watch basketball. I didn't even know basketball was popular in the Netherlands, my friend. I did not know that. You watch NBA? Man, brush your dirty ass teeth, bro. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Play Free Fire. Love NBA as well. Yeah, you watch NBA. That's what's up. I brush my teeth every day, man. I use Sensodyne. That's crazy. I mean, the lighting probably isn't helping me. It is like yellow ass lighting. I'm not gonna lie. I hope Jake Paul wins. I mean, if he wins, he wins. He said, "All right, fair enough." Late times, game starting at 3 at night. You're a real NBA fan. Yeah, bro. Just to show you, I'm not lying. It's pretty yellow. I need better lighting. Fair, fair. 3 a.m. You're a real NBA fan. You honestly, the European fans of sports, you guys are a different breed. Cause I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna stay up all night to watch my sport that I like. I'd rather just wait and watch it the next day. Call me a fake fan if you want. Call me a fake fan if you want. I hope Anthony Joshua wins. Proves fight isn't rigged. I think Anthony Joshua, bro. If it's a fight, a real fight, then Anthony Joshua's gonna win. Like Anthony Joshua is literally a like literal medalist in the Olympics, bro. Paul by decision, Ribovic. You must just be playing that for the odds. Ain't no way you believe that's gonna happen. That's how you have it going. That's how you have it going, bro. Paul by decision, bro. If Anthony Joshua doesn't go out there and knock him out immediately, Paul by contract. Paul beat Tyson. That doesn't mean it, bro. He beat a 58-year-old Tyson. Come on, man. Let's be real. Paul beat a Tyson in a wheelchair. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you're in here, please just hit that like button for me. I want to get a constant community in here. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys being in here. It's still Mike Tyson though. Bro, age matters. I be saying that in my bro. I literally have a long form video where I'm talking about age matters. Your favorite fighters, once they get to a certain age, bro, they're cooked. It don't matter if you Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. It don't matter who you are. If you stick around long enough, you'll lose. That's just how it goes. Especially, bro, he was like 30 years younger than Mike Tyson. Come on. Anthony Joshua was a boxer in his prime. He beat Nate Diaz. Come on, bro. He beat Nate Diaz. Come on. Join the club. Bro was fighting Elon Musk's grandpa next. That's crazy. He said Elon Musk's grandpa. That's insane, bro. He has not fought a high level of competition. That's a fact. That is a fact. Jake Paul has fought mostly old guys, and this is the first guy in his prime that's an actual elite level fighter that he's going to be fighting. So all I'm saying is if Anthony Joshua doesn't go out there and knock Jake Paul out, that's a bad look on boxing. I'm not going to lie. It's a bad look on boxing. Because Anthony Joshua was the man. And he's not like outside of his prime. Anthony Joshua is 34 years old. So that's a bad look on boxing. If Jake Paul wins, that looks real bad on boxing. Real bad. That's not a good look at all. Yo, Vamos Ribovic, hit that like button, my friend. Hit that like button. I appreciate it if you hit that for me. But Elon Musk's grandpa is funny, though. I'm not going to lie, Punkor. You're funny. You're funny. If AJ doesn't knock Jake Paul out, we need to see the contract. Absolutely. Absolutely. He should knock him out. Do you remember how he did Ngannou? He should do him just like that, if not worse. If not worse. He should knock him out. Like, it should be a comically bad one, too. It should be like Jake Paul should be face planting or like literally sleeping, snoring. If it's a real fight. If it's a real fight with their skill sets, that doesn't match up. That doesn't match up, especially with one guy. Like, it's not like AJ's out of his prime. He's still within that range where he's not gonna fall off a cliff and lose to a less skilled, smaller man that's less athletic. Exactly. I'm saying I'm not watching. Either it's not competitive or it's rigged. Yeah, but you don't want to see Jake Paul get slumped. I think that'd be funny. I think it'd be a mad funny if Jake Paul got slumped. Let me do a little poll. Let's try this. Jake Paul or Anthony Joshua, fan. Who y'all got? Let's see. Fair enough, but the fight has no stakes. I hear you. It don't have stakes. You're definitely right. It doesn't have stakes. Jake Paul gets does Jake Paul get knocked out? That's the question. You think he gets knocked out? Jake Paul gets KO'd. Answer that for me, guys. Dang. Listen, I don't want that right on my face. Answer that for me, guys. Anthony Joshua, 100%. I put a little poll up there. Maybe that'll entice some of y'all to answer. All I'm saying is 50 on Fanatics. Take Jake Paul. You'll get 400 if you win. It's worth potential loss to win. Make sure you use your profit boots though. Fair enough. Fair enough. 100% yes with 2 views. That's crazy. Hey, bro, don't be in here talking shit about me then giving advice to my chat. I don't appreciate that. Listen, I just got out of work not that long ago, so if I look a little rough, and I haven't had a haircut, so don't be flaming me. I'm actually pretty handsome. Who's your favorite Brazilian fighter? Honestly, Anderson Silva probably all time, but like I really like Charles Oliveira and Alexandre Pantoja. I just brush next time. Listen, bro, you got no profile picture, homie. They're brushed. I have a yellow light. What am I supposed to do, man? I gotta get a better setup. I'm not there yet. Y'all gotta like that live. Y'all gotta set me up for success so I can get a better setup. Who's your favorite Brazilian fighter, Puncture? What's your favorite one? Mine is definitely Alexandre Pantoja. Who doesn't like Pantoja? Not liking Pantoja is crazy, in my opinion. You gotta like Pantoja. Pantoja's the man. I guess you can't do anything but to be for real. My bad. I gotta talk some shit. You do the same, bro. It's all good. I'm used to guy. I have a big following on my TikTok. They're always saying I look like this person. I look like that person. Brother, I have a beautiful girlfriend, and I got like I'm good. I'm good. And I know I'm a handsome guy. You could flame me. You could flame me. I get it. I'm confident, brother. You could flame me. It's all good. We all. I'm not sensitive. But what's your name? Hansadorf? Is that your name? Hansadorf. Who's your favorite fighter, bro? Are you a boxing guy? Are you a UFC guy? What are you? Let me know. Let me know. Hit that like on the live, brother. Hit that like on the live. You could be part of this community too. We'll talk some shit to each other. We'll talk some shit to each other. We're cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, we got 2 votes. Everyone thinks Jake Paul's gonna get KO'd. I did put hashtags in this time. It was up there, but you know, UFC would be Ilya or Volk. Volk fan. I'm an Ilya fan, but I'm not on the Volk. I don't really like Volk. I'm gonna be honest. Volk a little corny to me. I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got hashtags. I got a description. I got a title. I have all that, Puncture. I got all that. It's just being consistent, having you guys comment in there, having you guys like the live, and then it'll grow. It'll grow. I'm not worried about it. Volk silence Ortega bad. Why you mention Ortega? Are you trying to say something? Why you mention Ortega? Why you mention Ortega? You trying to are you making an assumption about me that I'm an Ortega fan or something? Is that what you're doing? Because I'm not an Ortega fan. If that's what you're thinking, brother, I'm not. Oh, not at all. Ortega was talking too much. I thought you were assuming I was Mexican. I was about to get a little mad at you. I'm not Mexican, guy. Nothing wrong with Mexican people. What is a hill that you'll die on? Marab is overrated. I don't care. Marab is overrated. That's a hill I'll die on. Marab overrated. I don't. Who cares about Marab? Fuck Marab. Sick of Marab. Prime Volk was awesome. Yeah, Prime Volk was. He was a great fighter. I'm a Max Holloway fan, so I kind of was on the opposite side of that. So I was a little upset. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Max Holloway being 0-3 against him, it bothers me because I don't care what any Volk fan says. We won the second fight. We won it. That's my opinion. I don't care what any of the Volk fans say. Max Holloway won the second fight of the trilogy. Volk definitely won the third though, and the first one was close, but the third one wasn't. So Volk he gets his flowers for that. But that second fight, that was Max, boy. That was Max. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Can you hit the like button on the live if you're in here, please? I appreciate it. Just do me that solid. Rob is properly rated. Some people put him outside the top 15. Some people put him in the nah, bro. So many people were telling me that he was like one of the goats of the sport, and I'm like, this guy is the goat of the sport, Marab, Mister No Damage himself. That's the get no, absolutely not. Watching him lose his belt was one of the happiest days of my life. I was so happy about that. I was honestly, Marab. I'm sorry, that's a cancer to the sport. Cancer to the sport. I don't care. Horrible style to watch. Horrible style to watch. If you say you like his style, you're lying. You like the little comedy sketches he make. Ain't no way you like the way Marab fight. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I'll stand on it. I'll die on this hill. Boxing, I'd say Billy Joe Saunders, who hasn't fought forever. Crawford Usyk, gotta say Bivol in there. I like Dimitri Bivol and I like Naoya Inoue for boxing. I like Naoya Inoue. Inoue's tough. I like Inoue a lot. He's really good. Bivol, I love that Soviet style of the boxing. Is real clean. Um, MMA, it's Max. Uh, I like Charles Oliveira too. There's a lot of guys. I like Ilya Taporia. There's guys outside there. I'm a big Peyton Talbot guy, the Zesty King himself. I like Peyton Talbot a lot. I definitely I have a wide variety of fighters that I enjoy watching in MMA. Some unranked guys that you guys probably wouldn't know if I named them, but like yeah, I'm a hardcore MMA fan. I watch every UFC card from the first fight all the way to the main card. That's why I have this YouTube channel because I was so pretty good at predicting fights in my friend group. So I ended up starting this, and yeah, that's why because I'm like UFC expert per se. You know, like I'm an MMA guru type of dude. Like we watch from the first fight on. How do I feel about the whole Tom Aspinall situation? Listen, I don't know if Tom has proof that something actually happened to him. I can't say that he's lying. You get what I'm saying? If he has evidence that something is wrong with him, I can't say that he's lying. And if the doctor said that he shouldn't have continued, then maybe he shouldn't have continued. I mean, I don't blame him for not taking the risk. And I think a lot of other fighters would have done that in that situation. And there's a lot of fighters that wouldn't. For example, Aljamain Sterling, he had a situation where he took a DQ instead of fighting the rest of the fight out. You know, this happens in fights. Anthony Smith chose not to do that. Some people, you know, they continue to go. Some people take the no contest. You ask me, it was kind of smart. You asked me, it was kind of smart because you got to. There's probably $1 million on the line for him. You know, so he's probably like, I could take my show. I could take my show money, right? I could take my show money. I could wait it out, properly game plan for Gon, and then I could fight him again. To me, that's probably the best way you handle that situation. And I agree, Puncture. I agree. I agree. He had a great response to Gon. And he's like, I'm not going to be Mr. Nice Guy anymore. Cool, Tom. Don't be Mr. Nice Guy anymore. Why would you be Mr. Nice Guy? You shouldn't. True, but Waldo took a bad icon. Bilal got the real terrible eye poke. Leon back in the day, but yeah, Tom played it smart. He was getting pieced up a little bit, though. Yeah, he was definitely getting pieced up a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but if you actually look at the real stats of the fight, Tom was only got outlanded by 2 strikes. Because towards the end of the round, he was starting to land more. But Ciryl Gane, and that's the thing about Ciryl Gane too. I think Ciryl Gane's a good fighter, but Ciryl Gane is also known as a cheater. If you've been watching Ciryl Gane for a long time, you know Ciryl Gane pokes people in the eyes. You know Ciryl Gane hits people in the back of the head. This guy's a cheat. He really is. And his teammate Amavov is kind of the same way. You can't tell me that there's a Amavov fight you've seen where he hasn't eye poked his opponent. So they kind of known for that, to be honest. I just don't feel like the hating on Tom Aspinall stuff is cool. Like, it's just unfair, to be honest. Facts. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. I just don't think that that's fair to Tom Aspinall when, like, you know, he's not the one that committed the foul. So, like, let's not get on Tom Aspinall for that because he didn't commit the foul. Ciryl Gane committed the foul. You know what I'm saying? That man's the second worst cheater. Exactly. His teammate Amavov is a serial eye poker, bro. John Jones and #1 cheater. I mean, that's for different reasons, though. I mean, no, actually, John Jones used to eye poke a lot too. He definitely used to eye poke a lot. So you're not wrong about that. He used to eye poke a lot too. So that's pretty balanced. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Or you're talking about the steroids, and that's fair too. If you're talking about the steroids, that's fair. I get it. I get it. I get it. And to address the Waldo thing that you said, I like Waldo. Waldo has became one of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now. I love how active he is. I like how he handles his eye poke. The guy's a warrior. He's Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? We Platano power up in here. So shout out to my boy Waldo. Hopefully he gets the job done against Derek Lewis later this year. Actually, no, early next year. Dang, we're already about to be in 2026, and the UFC in 2026 with Paramount, we're gonna get some big name fights, but we're not gonna get the merit fights. I was talking about this yesterday. There's gonna be a lot of fights that aren't really based off of merit, because a lot of people don't know that the UFC and WWE are under the same company of TKO. So, like I said, with this Paramount deal and with that being established already, don't be surprised if the UFC is looking more at profit margins than they are like merit of the sport. I know it's been this way for a little while, but it's going to get worse with this deal. UFC doesn't do fights by merit. It's a piss take, to be honest. It's whatever, Daniel, it's whatever makes money, bro. It's whatever makes money. When is that video coming? I might make it this weekend. I don't want to do it right now because right now I probably wouldn't do well because everything's about Jake Paul and everything's about Anthony Joshua. But I was really surprised with the amount of UFC fans that don't know that UFC and WWE are sister companies. I was really like surprised that a lot of UFC fans don't know that. Not as a fight fan, it's not. That's why I barely watch the UFC anymore. That's fair, bro. I'm listen, I have a whole YouTube channel doing combat sports stuff, and UFC is like my thing, and it's been my thing. So, and I've just made it a habit, so it's hard for me not to watch the UFC. But that's fair what you're saying. It's fair. I'm sure you've seen the title fight they made for 324. So yeah, that's a perfect example. Armin Saruki and not getting the title shot is a good example. Fair enough. I didn't know until you said it yesterday. Yeah, bro. Yeah, a lot of MMA fans don't know that the UFC and the WWE are under the same parent company in TKO, and it's been that way for I think for about a year now. It's been there like that for a while. At the end of the day, it's all about business. Diego actually deserve a rematch with Volk. I personally think he doesn't. I feel like he needed two more. Also, Lerone Murphy should. It was probably Lerone Murphy or Mozart that probably deserved the title shot, but Diego Lopez got that because he's the bigger name. They probably see it as a win-win because either you're gonna have Volk win in Australia, right? You're gonna have Volk win in Australia, or if he loses, you get to build up your next star in Diego Lopez. So it's a win-win for them in that fight. I'm a lifelong boxing fan. I was attracted to the UFC over boxing as the best. Used to fight the best. Dana is the problem. It's not just Dana. Now it's very corporate now. And like I said, the parent company TKO literally went out and said like the president of TKO literally went out and said that they don't really care about the fan. They care about what makes money. In so many words, they said that. Life Lerone is from Manchester. Is a Manchester lad like me, so I'll back him all the way. I'm not a big Lerone Murphy fan, to be honest with you. I know that you're gonna stick up for your lad, but I do think that he deserved it over Diego Lopez, though. I'll give you that, Daniel. Are you gonna watch this Joshua fight, Daniel? Are you gonna watch the Jake Paul and Joshua? Where's Anthony Joshua from in the UK? Where is he from? Is he from Manchester? Yeah, but WWE is stage. UFC is meant to be real fighting, mate. No, I agree with you. I agree with you, bro. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, they're about profit margins. It don't matter if it's UFC, WWE, a concert, whatever. They're about making money. They're about making money. And especially the UFC's business model, where they basically own their fighters and their fighters can't go nowhere else. They could pull stuff like this off. Just hope they don't mess up welter. Are you saying welterweight? Nah, mate, it's on at 4 a.m. over there. Oof. You're at work at 6 a.m. I work at 6 a.m. too. Joshua's African, but from London. Well, I know he's African, bro. I know he's like Nigerian or something, but I don't know. Won a lot when they had Pico as a favorite against Ron Murphy. That was a huge mistake by Vegas. Won by a lot, only 500, huh? Listen, bro. Listen, I picked Aaron Pico because I thought very low of Laurel Murphy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I thought very low of Laurel Murphy. I'm not gonna lie. I still kind of think low of him, but it is what it is. I don't think they'll mess up welterweight. There's too much talent at welterweight puncture for them to for it to be bad in my opinion. Your opinions on the MMA guru. It's funny. I was just in the guru stream not that long ago, right? So I'll be honest. I'm gonna be up and honest about it. The MMA guru is the reason why I started making MMA content. I've only been doing MMA content for like 6 months, but I saw Guru about like 4 or 5 years ago, right? And he had like less than 10K at this point. He was probably at like 8K. And I was in his streams, how you guys are in my stream right now. I was in his stream and I was like, man, this guy, like, I kind of want to do this. He don't got that many viewers and stuff, but it looks like he's having a good time. And I remember at the time he said that he was making like an extra $400 a month, and I was like, I'll do that for like an extra $400. I'll do that for free, like I am right now, right? And then eventually, like 2 3 years later, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make content. I'm gonna make content. And MMA Guru, I'm not the biggest fan of how he talks about people these days. But if it wasn't for MMA Guru, I probably would have never made this channel. And I let him know that last week. I sent him a super chat and let him know. Lerone is a technical fighter, just hasn't had viral moments. He just had his first viral moment though. Yeah. The KO of Pico was viral. Never bet on anyone outside the UFC against a UFC fighter. I did last week and I won a bunch of money. Neil Magny got belt to ass from Amosov, bro. I just did that last week. And I did it when Kyoji came over and beat up Tagir. And I did it when MVP debuted against Kevin Holland. Listen, man, you got to think about it, bro. How Guru talks about, I don't want to listen, man. I'm just being politically corrective here, to be honest. But like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. That's all I'm saying. And I'll just put it this way, bro. I have a Bible right here, so you know where I stand. You know, I don't know anything about what's going on over there in the UK, but I have my Bible. You know, I respect people, but as long as you respect you respect our land. You know what I mean? I wasn't really talking about that though. I was talking about how Guru like talks about certain fighters and the stuff that he says about certain fighters. People don't like it, but like to me, I enjoy this content. I've always liked Guru's content, to be honest. Like, I think everybody says offensive things. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's coming to you with this New York mayor. You know what's crazy, bro? I live a state away from New York. Like, I'm literally 2 hours away from New York City. And yeah, that whole thing, I listen. Where am I from? I'm gonna have you guys guess where I'm from. I'm gonna have you guys guess where I'm from because I feel like I don't have a distinguished accent, so it's gonna be fun to hear where you guys think I'm from. So I gave you a hint, clearly. But yeah, the mayor of New York, I wouldn't have made that decision, Daniel. I wouldn't have voted for him. I sound like I'm from New York, JD. I'm not from New York though. I'm not from New York though. I mean, that's a good guess. I won't lie, it's a good guess. I guess I sound like I could be from New York, so I get it. But I'm not from New York though. I'm not. I'm from the East Coast, but I'm not from New York, and I'm from a small state. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not from Puerto Rico. I'm just ethnically Puerto Rican. And guys, can you guys like the live? I'd just appreciate it if you could like the live. It helps. It helps me out a lot. You know, I'm brand new, so just hit that thumbs up. That's all you got to do. Puerto Rico. That's what you meant? Wait. That's what you meant originally? Oh, you meant like my ethnicity? But yeah. But fuck, now you got me wondering. Subscribed. I appreciate that, Peter. I appreciate we coming for Guru. We coming for Guru. We coming for Guru. I don't care, man. Appreciate you, Daniel. Appreciate you. But yeah, nah, I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican. Well, my parents are Puerto Rican. I'm American. My parents are Puerto Rican. I'm a Boricua. But people do like. Here's the thing: a lot of people think that I'm Arab, like I'm Moroccan or something. I get like Turkish. I get all types of different things. Have a good night, Daniel. Have a good one, bro. I've been wanting to try to start a channel too, but work been killing me, bro. You're Portuguese. What are you from the States? Are you from Portugal? Yo, sometimes you just gotta do it though, honestly. Like you see me in here, it's not the most crazy live in the world, bro. People be thinking you're Arab. Yeah, it happens a lot. Like literally, bro, starting a channel, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. I got 500 subscribers on here. I got 3,300 followers on TikTok. So like, sometimes you just gotta start. You just gotta start, honestly. Because if you want something to happen, you're not. It's not gonna. I appreciate the subscription too. I appreciate that. But if you really want something, bro, you have to just work for it. Honestly, if you want it, you just have to do it. That's how I feel. You just got to do it, bro. Cause this is how it went for me, right? I started with TikToks, right? And I like and through my TikToks, I noticed people really liked me. They liked my personality. I had like on my TikTok lives be having like 50 to 100 people in it, and that makes me feel good. It does. And then I started getting all these followers. Got like 3K real quick, like 6 months. I was like, man, I should do YouTube too. And then I started uploading some of my TikToks to my YouTube. And then I was able to get live on YouTube. So now I'm going live. You know? It's really like an avalanche effect. And you got to just believe in yourself, bro. Honestly. I hate to sound that way. Like, it's not like I'm such a huge channel right now. But just believe in yourself and work hard. And eventually, like, if people really like what you have to say, they're going to subscribe. MMA is a small niche. There's not that many of us doing this. And as long as you have a personality, like me, I haven't even shown most of my personality this stream. But as long as you have a personality and you can make some people laugh, yeah, exactly, bro. JD, just do it. Just start making content. Just start making content, honestly. Just do it. Just do it. Like, I make people laugh. I call the female fighters handsome. I make jokes about how certain fighters look and stuff like that. I mean, I can't do it right now. We don't really have an active community, but people make fun of me. I learned from MMA Guru, right? That I learned from MMA Guru. Sometimes the chat is gonna make fun of you, and if the chat makes fun of you, you gotta just be okay with it and just let it roll. Like some dude was talking about my teeth, saying I have yellow teeth and shit. I don't. I just have a yellow light over me, you know. So, and you got to be like willing to talk to chat, like how I'm talking to you. You know, you're saying for sure, yeah. I'm acknowledging you in the chat. That's a big thing too. I noticed that when I was on my TikTok, is if you're not talking to chat, your stream is dead. Your stream is dead. You know, you got to talk to chat. What what MMA stuff do you like, JD? What are you into, bro? Who's your favorite fighter? You're on an MMA stream. What up, Puncture? I appreciate you for being back. I was just telling our friend JD that if you want to do good here on YouTube, you want to make content, to just start. Just start, bro. Probably Alex. Talking about Alex Pereira. I was born in England as well. Daniel, my family and my home is. I moved to the States in 2000 when I was 8. I do not know what you're on about. Oh, bro, he's not in the stream anymore, Daniel. You got to go into your house. Alex Piera is Pajeda. You were born and raised in the Netherlands? Okay, bro. But still in the Netherlands? Yeah, but ethnically, what are you? Because your name's Puck Shore. If that's your real name, that's not a very Dutch name. Like, I was born and raised in the States, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm Puerto Rican. Dutch? Okay. It doesn't change the fact that. Actually, you know what? Let me ask y'all. If y'all were just looking at me, would you know that I was a Hispanic American, or would you think that I was something else by just looking at me? Is Shuri? Oh, you misspelled your last name. Okay. Yes. Were you able to tell that I was Hispanic? Did some of you guys think I was a white guy? Did you guys think I was well, I mean, obviously I'm a white guy. Obviously, my skin is white and stuff. I'm talking about facially. That's, I guess. Some people do think I'm Arab though. That happens a lot. You would guess American, Colombian. A lot of Colombians could pass for Portuguese too, and maybe Arab. Yeah, I've gotten all those. I've gotten all those. And when my hair was grown out, I had curls and stuff, and I used to have braids. They used to think I was just mixed race in general. I've passed as different things, bro. I did say yellow teeth earlier. I was trying to stir shit. Ain't gonna lie, your stream is pretty cool. So my bad, but MMA talk, I could do that all day. Me too, bro. MMA talk, I could do that all day, brother. And Hassan, that's great. We could talk all day, bro. It's all good. It's all good. Listen, man, I have a beautiful girlfriend. I have nothing to worry about, bro. If some guy from England thinks my teeth are yellow, it's not the end of the world for me, bro. I promise you, it's cool. Can you guys like the live and subscribe if you don't subscribe already? What is your favorite knockout of all time? That's a good one. Favorite knockout of all time. So I really enjoyed the Yair Rodriguez knockout over the Korean Zombies, a really good one. I like the Leon Edwards moment where Leon Edwards head kicked Kamaru Usman. I like the Justin Gaethje Max Holloway one. Jake Paul a clown. Someone gonna say Dan Henderson. I mean, Dan Henderson knocking out Bisping was a good one too. That was a good one. Jake Paul clown, JD. I'm not the biggest Jake Paul fan either, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest Jake Paul. I hope he gets KO'd. I really do. Like, and you know what I don't like about Jake Paul too? He's one of these Americans that moved to PR just for tax reasons, for money reasons, right? And then he's gonna be acting like he claimed Puerto Rico, like he Puerto Rican or something. I don't like that. I don't. I don't like that. That's weird to me. My God, I do want him to get KO, but my pockets want your pockets want him to win. Jake Paul so far pretty good, but he's only fought against weak competition. Yeah, he lost against the only good competition he fought. But honestly though, if I'm being real, you enjoy my bowl cut. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. I need a haircut. What am I gonna say, Jeff Espin? Come back to the island. You're crazy, Jeff Espin. You're crazy, bro. My iPod. You're crazy. Jake Paul sucks, bro. Nah, Jake Paul is pretty good for a guy who started training at an advanced age. Anyone can box for 5 years and beat wrestlers in boxing. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I won't lie. That's fair. I need a hairstyle as well. Listen, man. Like I said, I'm open to the y'all can make fun of me. It's all good. Yeah, Nate Diaz thought he could box. He can't box at all. Y'all can make fun of me, call it a bowl cut if you want. I don't care, guys. It don't matter to me. Yeah, Tyson was old as dirt. Yeah, he does have money for the best trainers. Maybe I'd be a better boxer than him if I had the best trainers. That's fair. 50-year-old Anderson. And Anderson didn't look bad in that fight. Beating Woodley twice, Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva boxing was realistic for Jake Paul. At his skill level, yeah. I mean, Gervonta, I thought the Gervonta fight was fair because the skill level, even though the size was different, the skill level is wide, you know? As you know, the lower weight classes are usually way more skilled than the upper weight classes, even in boxing. My opinion. My opinion. Guys, if you're new here, hit that subscribe, like the live. I appreciate that, bro. If he lands any punches, it's fixed. Now he might land punches to like the body or something. Yeah, with years of good team hard work and probably steroids, he's good enough. Yeah, not to be Anthony Joshua. Reviving Elvis Presley to fight him is crazy. He's gonna fight Bruce Lee. He's gonna fight Bruce Lee too. Guys, oh man. If you guys don't know, the one for the dude for the Epstein dude that made fun of my haircut, guys. This is a very popular haircut in Puerto Rico. Okay, if Joshua loses, do you think it's rigged? Yeah, I do actually. Nah, Bruce Lee is too too scary. That's funny. His kicks were deadly. Jake Paul doesn't fix his fights, or at least none of the ones we talked about. There's more money in picking good opponents and winning. I agree with you. I don't think any of his fights were fixed. I'm saying if he wins this one, it might be fixed. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's free. I'm gonna watch it. It's on Netflix, right? I don't think his fights are fixed. I just think he cherry picks his opponents. His fights are definitely not fixed. You can't fix how. Why if you were Woodley, why would you face plant for a fixed fight? You know what I'm saying? You're lying. Jake Paul did not just pull out. You're lying, bro. I'll be skeptical if he wins tonight. Me too. If he doesn't get knocked out, I might be skeptical. To be honest, I might be skeptical. If he makes it to the decision, I would be. You're lying. Ain't no way Jake Paul pulled out. Chat. Go fact check this man. I don't know if I believe him. I don't know if I believe him. Guys, if you guys are enjoying this live, I knew you were lying. I knew it. If you guys are enjoying this live, please like the live. I appreciate it if you like the live. That helps me a lot, so I appreciate that, bro. I can't see that news anywhere. Yeah, because he's lying, bro. He's trolling. I think the Mayweather fight was actually definitely a setup so that he can't get KO'd. No, he fought. That was Logan. That was Logan that fought Floyd, not Jake. You had to check. Yeah, I was about to check too. Yeah, Logan fought him, not Jake. Jake fought Anderson Silva, Nate, Nate Diaz, Nate Robinson. I definitely think that there's a go easy clause. There probably is some kind of go easy clause. I wouldn't be surprised to be honest. Yeah, Floyd definitely carried Logan to a decision probably. And plus Logan's a big guy, so Logan's not gonna like get KO'd by a little like 135-pound Mayweather, 145-pound Mayweather that wasn't KOing people in the later ages of his career anyway. Yo, I'm gonna cut, bro, but I'll be back. Shout out to you, bro. Keep up the streams. Yo, JD, stay tuned, bro. We're gonna be streaming more often, bro. We're gonna be streaming more often. My usual home is TikTok at Title Talk with Medina, but we're gonna start being on Title Talk MMA. This is gonna be the streaming platform. I'm trying to do this for y'all, bro. Take it easy, JD. I have a hard time believing it's fixed because Eddie Heard does not like Jake Paul. Don't forget. Eddie, oh, yeah, true. AJ has been a little bit chinny. You're right about that. I really think Floyd could have knocked him out. Floyd not knocking out high level boxers is weight cut doesn't mean he can't knock out a bigger guy who's never been tested. True, but I don't know. Jake Paul's a big athletic guy. Take care, JD. You are so genuine. Your takes are real and not following the pack, brother. I don't follow nobody. I don't care what the trending topic is or what the wave is. I give you my honest opinion every single time. A lot of these MMA creators, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not. You know what? This is a good time to point some out. Right? They're either copying the MMA guru, whatever guru says, and guru is literally Jerusalem, right? The people that copy MMA Guru, or if they don't copy MMA Guru, they are like MMA Joey. and they try to do everything opposite of MMA Guru. You get what I'm saying? Like, be yourself. Be yourself. This is me. So like, I'm gonna be myself through and through. I boxed for 5 years. I've seen big dudes who never really fought get worked by 155 pounds in the. True, I could see that because some people aren't tough. Because I've boxed before too. So some people just aren't built for it. So, but the thing is that it's not like Jake came off the couch. He had been training and probably has gotten hit to the body and been a little tested in the gym at least. You know. So it wasn't like a guy coming off the couch. You know, Logan wasn't a guy coming off the couch. It's a little different. There's no way Jake gets KO'd. It's in the contract 100%. That's funny. I meant Logan. I think Jake is actually somewhat talented. Jake is somewhat talented. He is. He's somewhat bro. He has the best trainers. He has steroids. Listen. He is talented. Is he talented to beat Anthony Joshua? No. If he beats Anthony Joshua, it's a red flag. I started off talking shit on this channel, but I fuck with this dude. I know he knows some of his stuff for sure. I do know my stuff, man. Yeah, you jumped in here talking about how I look. I'm a handsome devil, fool. No, I'm kidding. I respect what he's doing tonight. I respect what Jake's doing tonight too. Listen, bro. I even respect CM Punk for stepping in and fighting a real legit fighter when he's a WWE guy. You know, training and busting your ass again in the octagon, that's different. You know, I've trained before, but training is different than scrapping. You think I'm gonna get in the cage with a professional fighter? Hell no. You better pay me more. My take, you hear it first. Flyweight Manel Kate versus Van. Van wins. Then Pantoja wins. Tatsuro. Tyra wins. Ooh, that's a future prediction, bro. I think that the more and more I look at it, I think Manel Cape could beat Joshua Van, though. Manel Cape's power, especially with them titties he got now, ever since he grew the milkers, is crazy, bro. Do you remember the old Alex Oliveira from the UFC? I do, bro. I have a best friend. His name is Anthony Delgado. He looks just like Cowboy Oliveira, bro. I don't think Pantoja's gonna come back and get his belt until he retires, bro. I'm sorry, I don't. And he's my favorite flyweight of all time, but at some point, like, age catches up with you in the sport, bro. It's just what it is. What it is. At some point, it's an age thing. Van has got crazy power too, though, and his defense is good. I would argue with you, Puncture, that Van is more of a volume striker, more similar to a Max Holloway, than he is a power guy like Manel Cape. I feel like Manel Cape is more of a power guy, and Joshua Van is more of a volume guy. Cowboy is fighting in my city tomorrow, and I'm going to that event. Okay. Yeah, I had a best friend that looked just like him, bro. Literally looked just like him. One of my best friends. Which is funny because he's Puerto Rican too. And look at Cowboy Oliveira, look at me. Us Puerto Ricans are a diverse group of people. That'd be awesome to see, man. Seeing Cowboy fight would still be tight. Yeah, for sure, bro. I remember the talking reckless after his 2 wins, then starts his last 3. Like they were going to cut him. Yeah, bro. I agree. I think Pantoja could definitely come back and take a win against Van, then get defeated by Tyra. He might be able to beat Van, maybe. I picked Van the first time. I mean, it's not the way I wanted him to win, but he won. And a lot of people started following me because I predicted that. He is pretty old, though. I wish the UFC paid him well enough to retire. I agree. A lot of UFC fighters are underpaid, bro. Unfortunately, that's just the era we're in the UFC, where people we're not at that level of elite pay, and I don't think we're gonna have like elite level heavyweights until the pay increases. Because a lot of those big guys could go do another sport, so why would they be heavyweights in the UFC? I followed you because of that take, because of the Joshua Van take. I got a lot of followers from that. If we're being honest, though, I'm surprised Kevin Holland gets 250K per fight. But what's the Grimester? What's the thing about that? Kevin Holland was fighting like every 3 months. Not every UFC fighter is that active, and Kevin Holland's record shows the consequences of being that active, in my opinion. Kevin Holland's record shows the consequences of being too active. Because if when you're too active, stuff like that happens. You start having a 50-50 record, being a flip a coin fighter. I definitely want Rico Verhoeven to come to the UFC because he quit on Glory. Yeah, I know he did. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind the UFC went and picked up a bunch of these top heavyweights from all the different organizations. Oh yeah, he pull up any day. I want not to like him, but he's growing on me. I like Kevin Holland because I respect how active he is. I do. Where do you put Islam in the GOAT conversation? Listen, do you guys want to you guys want to hear my top five? You want to hear the top five? I'll give you my top five. I'll give you my top five. Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna ask this question because it's a very important question when you're doing top fives. Are we allowing PED users? If we're allowing PED users, we're gonna change. My list is gonna change a little bit. Okay. If we're allowing PED users, no PEDs. Okay, so John Jones is out. Anderson Silva, who's one of my favorites, he's out. So we're gonna go GSP number one. John Jones excluded. Okay, so we're gonna do GSP number one, Mighty Mouse number two, Islam number three, right? Volk number four. Ooh, this is starting to get tough. Volk's going to be number four. I'm going to put Islam in front of Volk, obviously. Number five is tough. Because I want to do my best to sneak Aldo in there because I like Aldo. But he's not top five. I'll put Anderson at number five if you'll let me. If you'll let me. We won't put John Jones in there. I think DC could be in the top five too. I agree. DC. I mean, I feel like Stipe don't get his love because Stipe was an excellent fighter, and I feel like the way his career ended, people don't love Stipe or appreciate Stipe enough. Without John Jones, he had an amazing career. I agree. DC did. What would you say the biggest disappointment of a UFC fighter you thought would be great? Off the top of my head, I would say Cody Garbrandt comes to mind as like a UFC fighter that I thought was going to be great based off of his performance against Dominic Cruz and the hype that he had at that point in time. So I would say, I would say Cody Garbrandt off the top of the dome. That was a guy I had high hopes for. I thought that he was going to be a lot better than he was. I hope that doesn't sound like too much of an old man answer, but Cody Garbrandt comes to mind. Literally undefeated at light heavyweight except for John Jones. Only lost to Stipe at heavyweight. DC is a legend. I agree. DC's a monster, bro. I love DC. Some nasty, dirty boxing in the pocket, too. You know who's another guy I liked a lot? Is Rumble Johnson, bro. I liked Rumble Johnson a lot. R.I.P. Rumble Johnson was tough. Rumble Johnson was tough. Unbelievable power at the light heavyweight division. Haven't seen anything like that besides maybe Pereira. Like unbelievable power, just putting people's lights out. Cody Garbrandt was a huge disappointment. Dude had the best title performance in UFC history and immediately fell off. Seriously, bro. He looked like he was going to be like an all-time great. I'm giving Islam one already. He tied Silva's record, 2-division champion, beating someone better than Bisping. Okay, here's my argument to you. He needs the title defenses. Needs more title defenses. What does he have? Three title defenses. Like when we talk about people like DJ and GSP, say what you want about their competition, but double-digit title defenses is hard to have. Double-digit win streaks and double-digit title defenses is that's hard, bro. It's hard. It's not easy. I don't care what excuse you give any of these new generation fighters. Defending your title that many times ain't it ain't easy. It ain't easy. Honestly, Kamaru Usman is probably top 10, and I don't even like Kamaru Usman. Now, if I'm thinking about my list in my head, Kamaru Usman's probably top 10. Um, you could agree with Cody, a disappointment for sure, bro. Four title defenses in the modern era is about the same thing. You can't say that, bro. Moicano, Volk twice, and Dustin. Volk was a defense twice. Moicano, Dustin. He didn't have one more. No, that was it. See, that's not even. Yo, Moicano and I'm sorry, bro. Moicano short notice is a bad. That's a bad defense. He did what he had to do, but come on, bro. Moicano short notice. That's not a good one for Islam. And Dustin, like that was like a past prime Dustin that Habib beat way easier than Islam did. Islam kind of went to war with Dustin. Like, and I like Islam too. I really do. I be defending Islam a lot. I like made a whole video about how people like support Marab, but they hate on Islam and Hamzat. But in reality, Hamzat and Islam historically throughout their career have been way more exciting than Marab. You used to only have to fight 3 fights till you get the title. Now you need at least 10 fights. That's not true for everybody. It depends who you are. Islam, those guys usually have to take the longer road because they're not English speaking. They're probably not very popular with the American audience. But I do think that like them being popular with the Muslim audience should be enough to leverage them. I thought that might have been the most precise Dustin we've ever seen, just slower. I mean, Dustin went out there trying to win that fight. But the thing is, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still like a 36, 37-year-old Dustin Poirier. And if you compare Holloway's performance to a similar version of Dustin, Holloway beat him worse than Islam did. Maybe he didn't get the finish, but like Holloway, besides that one moment in the second, Holloway destroyed Dustin, in my opinion. That wasn't no war. That was pretty one sided to me. When I watched that, I was like, he just out technique Dustin the whole time. Way too fast for him. More power. Like Holloway looked like he leveled up tremendously since the last time they fought, and built up into the weight class correctly. Islam whipped JDM, who unfortunately not defended the title at all. People that were saying that JDM was gonna beat Islam are crazy, bro. Crazy. I had Islam all day, bro. Dustin is a tough cookie though. Plus, you can't compare Holloway to Islam. They're very different fighters. That is true, but they both fought. It's a similar competition level. I'll say this about JDM, and keep in mind, I always thought he'd be champ, and he was, but he had a horrible game plan. You could tell he didn't practice any takedown defense, just jiu-jitsu. He literally looked like he just practiced to not get finished. That he looked horrible, but he had the most terrible defense in history. That's a fact, guys. If you had Islam all day, if you looked at my breakdown, it's still probably up there. If you looked at my breakdown, it literally went exactly how I said. I was like, yo, Islam is not Bilal. Bilal's more of a heavy boxer that shoots traditional takedowns. Islam's going to do traditional takedowns, the body locks. And I literally said in the video, the kicks will be the difference. I literally said that in the video. The kicks are going to be big in this fight. The head kick, the leg kick. I was saying that on my lives leading up to the fight. And it went exactly how I thought. To be fair, Islam is not an easy task with JDM. Yeah, he made JDM look bad. I thought Craig Jones would have him prepared, but he looked bad. He looked really bad. He did. Yeah, Bilal is also so much slower than Islam. This is true, Grimester. This is true. Are you enjoying this live, Grimester? You enjoying it, man? I hope you guys are enjoying the live. I do. I'm glad that I got 3 people in here that are enjoying the live. I really, really do. That's awesome to me. That's awesome to me. I love having a conversation about MMA. I really do. I really do. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and please like that live if you haven't liked it yet. You know what I'm saying? Do me that solid, my friends. Yeah, I'm anxious for the fights actually, since there's no UFC coming up. I know, bro. No UFC is literally it's taking a toll on me. It's taking a toll, man. It's only been a week, and I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do with my life? I should be probably doing something productive, but I saved Saturday for UFC, man. For UFC, it's a little bit more than a month, bro. It's like a month and a week now. What was your pay per view of the year? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This isn't biased either. This is like it is not recency bias. But that last pay per view was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like that last one, what was it? 323, right? That was really good. 323 was one of the better ones of the year. I'll tell you what the worst one was though. DDP and Strickland. I forgot what numbered event that was. That was bad. 318 was pretty bad too. Besides the Holloway fight, that was a pretty bad card. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's fair. He said, "Oh, that was terrible, bro." Every single time they bring an event to Australia, it's bad. I'm not gonna lie. They put no effort when they bring people to Australia. Like nobody wants to fight there. That's what it seems like. Yeah, Max Holloway carried that card. Him and Dustin. Him and Dustin. I know that they had Kopilov and Paulo Costa was on that card. That was an okay fight. Pitbull and Dan Ige had a stinker. I'm trying to remember the rest. I don't remember the rest of the card off the top of the dome. I know Brendan Allen and Marvin Vittori had a pretty decent fight. I remember that. But for the most part, 318 wasn't that good. But I got a lot of followers off that because there's a lot of underdogs that won, and I got a lot of them right. Edson Barbosa, my opinions on Edson Barbosa. Edson Barbosa, hang it up, fam. Hang it up. Hang it up. Like, it was really hard to watch him get beat up by Jalen Turner like that. Jalen Turner literally beat the dog ish on him, bro. He beat the. How, did we forget about Spencer versus Nunes? I thought he was talking about this year. This year. We're not talking about all time. 319 was great except for the main event. What was 319? Which one was 319? I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. Worst pay per view I ever bought. The legend should retire, but still a legend though. Yeah, he was very fun to watch. Yeah, true, but that was bad. But I forgot about that. They need to stop putting Nunes at the top of cards. I'm sorry. Men don't really want to watch women's MMA. I'm gonna be honest. Most men don't. Especially Amanda Nunes at like 135. Like the competition's so low, bro. Oh yeah, that was a bad card for me. I did bad on picks. I didn't enjoy the fights. That was a bad card for me. I remember I had money on Diani Barbosa, and she got robbed against Karine Silva. I know I'm talking about WMMA, but yeah, I remember that. That was pretty mad. I wasn't happy that card. I'll tell you that. I did like the Taporia and Oliveira was pretty good. You don't think that card? Taporia and Oliveira. Know what? That was the lowest buy rate of any UFC card. Sorry, I'm still salty how terrible that card was. You've been talking about it for a minute, bro. Who's my fighter of the year? I promise you guys, this isn't rage bait, so don't get mad at me, okay? Joshua Van. Joshua Van. I just hate how his end of the year capped off. But like, look at him, bro. He fought 4 times this year, went 4-0 and became the champion. Obviously became the champion under weird circumstances, but like he also had the fight of the year. You know what I'm saying? Fight of the year, uh, great scrap with Roy Val, and then becomes the champion at the end of the year at 24 years old. Let's be honest. UFC is so boring without Connor. It has never had the same pop since Connor was active before the match. You're definitely right, Jericho. It's not where it was at that point in time, but I still love the UFC personally. You can't give it to someone. Yeah, 317 was a decent card. That was a great card. Yeah, 317 was a good card. That was Oliveira and Topuria. No, you can't give it to you sound salty, bro. You sound salty. He used to bring 10,000 Irish fans from Ireland to Las Vegas every time he fought. Insane. Ireland to Vegas is far because it's a it's a 6 hour flight from where I'm at to go to Vegas. Bro, you guys need to stop. You can't hate on Joshua Van because like you don't know how that fight was gonna go. You assume you know how it was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like the disrespect to Joshua Van this year. It's not Joshua Van's fault. Can we at least admit that's not his fault that happened? Jericho is a cool ass name, bro. Speaking about Chris Jericho was my guy. I used to watch pro wrestling a lot. Chris Jericho was my name. It was my guy, and that name is fire because I think of him when I think of it. I think he could have beaten Habib if he had not been drinking and partying 2 years. Maybe I would have loved to see what could have happened. I think Joshua Van is great. I just don't think he earned it by my standard. I mean, my standard is he became second youngest champion, was undefeated in that year, extremely active. Y2J, I love Y2J. Yeah, Aljo did become a champion by a non-legitimate way by DQ. You're right about that, 100%. You're right about that. But in the rematch, Aljo proved why he should have won the fight in the first place. So if Joshua Van gives Pantoja that rematch, like he said he's willing to, like he said he would, and he wins, then you guys have nothing to stand on, right? And I'm a Pantoja fan. Pantoja is my favorite flyweight ever, but I don't want to hate on the young kid either. To be fair, I went up and down three weight divisions, took fights, and yeah, bro, you're right. Habib and them, they're very selective with their fights too. You're right, Jericho. You're right. You know what's crazy? I got Y2J tattoo. I haven't watched WWE in forever. Oh, bro, Y2J was the man though. Ra is Jericho. That was my guy. The Aljo hate was extreme. Yeah, but at least Aljo got to go out there and improve. Like, yo, I this belt, I deserve this belt. Okay, you could cook me for that? Nah, bro, I'm not gonna cook you for that. That's okay. But hey, you say you Muslim. That's haram, brother. That's haram. I'm just messing with you, man. Hey, if Van wins in a genuine way in the rematch, I will accept it. But that's the thing. He needs a genuine win. Listen, he caught the kick and toppled him over. Oh, you're not? Someone in here said they were Muslim. I'm not sure if it was you or the other guy. If Van wins in a genuine way, he needs to win. He could win in a genuine way. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. When these fighters, when they start getting, I was telling you yesterday, bro. When these fighters start getting up there in age, they start losing, brother. That's a fact. That's a fact. The only unk that won this year was Kamaru Usman, and let's be honest, Joaquin Buckley is a little overrated. He's not that good. There was a guy that mentioned something about Muslim stuff out of nowhere, and I asked what he was on about. Oh, okay. I expect Van to successfully defend his belt before Pantoja comes back, then lose to Pantoja. I'm picking Van to defend the belt against Pantoja. I'm actually more worried about Manel Cape. I am. We will see in the rematch. Pantoja is a problem, though. You forgot that Volk won this year against Diego Lopez. Yeah, he's about to lose his belt next month. And that age gap wasn't that big because Diego Lopez isn't that young. He's like 31 or 32. He's like in smack dab in the middle of the prime. And Volk is different. I love Pantoja, but Volk is different. Pantoja isn't as like you don't got Volk footwork and stuff like that. I don't even like Volk. Yeah, I feel like Volk getting finished. I think he's gonna get knocked out this time, bro. He's gonna get, bro. He kind of escaped getting knocked out last time. Manel did better against Joshua Van than Royval. I mean, Manel did better against Royval than Manel did better against Royval than Pantoja. He knocked him out in the first round. Pantoja went to a decision. I'm also an OG that won. So Kamaru not the only OG that won. That's what I meant. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, Kamaru was one of the only OGs that won. But Kamaru beat. I'm telling you guys, Buckley. I'm gonna be honest, man. Buckley, he stinks. He sucks. To me, in my opinion, he's just a slightly better version of Chaos Williams. If you guys don't know who that is, exactly. He relies too much on physicality and athleticism. I know this is bantamweight, but what do you think about Peyton Talbot, brother? This is the Peyton Talbot fan club. I love Peyton Talbot, bro. Peyton Talbot is my guy. I'm saying that he's a future champion, bro. I don't care what anybody says. I'm a Glazer. No homo. Almost lost hope for Van when he got flatlined by Charles Johnson, but no one's invincible. Just takes one punch. I feel like everybody has that one loss in their career that's unexplainable. Like Islam lost to Adriano Martins. You know? Adriano Martins. But no one would ever say Adriano's better than him. Talbot is a little fruity. He is a little zesty. He's on the zesty side, but I like the guy. I think he's really good. Payne Talbot beats O'Malley. That was my take yesterday, and they said I was crazy. Who's my favorite retired fighter? My favorite fighter of all time is BJ Penn. I'm a big BJ Penn fan. Maybe I got a thing for the Hawaiians. Because he like my favorite is Max, and then favorite of all time is BJ Penn. You agree with that take? We got a Peyton Talbot friendly live. I like this. How old is everybody in chat? I want to know. How old are you guys? Let me know. Yeah, Talbot is very good. People don't realize how good that kid is. And he gets better every single fight. You're 21? Okay. Sean doesn't know him out. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't knock him out and he can't out wrestle him. I agree. 33? Okay. We have some diversity in the chat. I like that. I like that. Did I tell you guys how old I was? Did I tell you guys how old I was? I don't think I told you guys how old I was. I'll let you guys guess. I'll let you guys guess while we're talking MMA. This has been an enjoyable live. I think Talbot will struggle against Piotr 40's crazy, bro. 40's crazy. 37 is crazy. I'm way younger than that, fam. 37 is crazy. You're just pressing. You're in your 30s. 24 to 30. Grimster's smart. Grimster, you got it the closest, bro. So you get it. Grimster's smart. I'm 30, but you know this beard doesn't make me look any younger, and I'm kind of fat these days, so that don't help me either. I'm just transparent. Plus, this isn't the best lighting, but yeah, I'm 30, guys. I'm 30. The big 30. You thought I looked mature? I don't know how I feel about that, bro. To be fair, I've had a beard since I was like 14, 15. I've had facial hair. To be fair. And it's okay, guys. If you guys think I look old, you look old. Sometimes I think I look young. Sometimes I think I look old. It's all good. Sometimes it depends on the haircut, on the weight. Are you betting on this fight tonight? Nah, bro. I'm not putting no money on Jake Paul. And I'm just going to watch and enjoy as a fan, honestly. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch and enjoy as a fan. You don't bet on fights. That's good, bro. You don't got to. I used to be a heavy gambler. Now I'm not a heavy gambler. I've kind of turned more into like I'm more of an analyst. I feel like than I am a gambler. If you get what I'm saying. I like analyzing and predicting fights. People associate that with gambling, but that's not gambling in my opinion. You don't gamble. Texas Hold'em. You should have picks on your YouTube. People love that shit. I do have picks on my YouTube. I just have YouTube Shorts. So I have YouTube Shorts. I just started making long videos because I use my phone as my primary camera. But I won 600 on an 8 leg that I thought you would lose. Happens, bro. Happens. Yeah, bro. You could check my predict. Like literally, you could go on my page and you can go to my shorts. Yeah, 13 is crazy early. I had a mustache. I didn't have a beard yet. But you could go onto my shorts and I make predictions for every single card. And you could see that my prediction's been doing pretty well. I'm pretty good at predicting fights. The only ones I got wrong recently was I had Marab against Piotr Jan. I had that wrong. And then I had last week I don't think I had anything wrong. No, I had Morgan Charrier last week and he got knocked out. And that was the only one I got wrong in the main card. And then I swept the main card in Qatar. And then the week before that, I think I went 4-1. Yeah, I do pretty good. What is my prediction for Ian Gary and Islam? Listen, I know Ian Gary is very good, and I don't want to just sound like I think that Islam beats everybody, but I think Islam beats everybody. Uh, I think I think Islam will be able to get on top of Ian Gary because Shavkat eventually was able to get Ian Gary down, and Shavkat's not the best wrestler. And he kept getting Ian Gary up against the fence, and he didn't really possess the takedowns to get Ian Gary off of that fence. But I think that Islam does. On top of it, I think Islam has a different kind of striking game to Shavkat, so he might be slightly better in a way to Shavkat. So I think Islam would win by decision though. I think he'd win by decision. I don't think he'd finish him. Piotr Jan was so good against Marab. I wasn't super surprised, but it was incredible. I was surprised. But every single time I picked against Marab, he wins. It's crazy, bro. I don't understand. Every time I pick him, he wins. Every time I pick against him, he loses. That's how it's going for me right now. If the UFC goes on as it's going, who will end up being the GOAT? Listen, Ilya or Islam, honestly, if we're looking at it right now, because those two are like smoking their competition. Ian Gary probably never beats Islam unless Islam fights too long. I agree. I agree. And I'm not gonna lie, when Marab was getting kicked in the body and he was going and like bouncing up and down, I was laughing my ass off. I'm in the living room with my homies and I'm just laughing my ass off, bro. That was so funny to me. So happy to see him lose. Call me a hater. I don't care. I don't care at all. Ian Gary, possible future champ though. He could be a champ at some point. I think Islam, because Ilya is planning early retirement, has a messy divorce. That divorce is really gonna mess him up, bro. And I like Ilya Taporia a lot. I've been like supporting him since the early part of his career. I like him a lot. Unfortunately, you can't find a wife in Miami apparently, right? Apparently you can't. But guys, I'm gonna wrap up this live. I'm gonna make sure that I gotta do my TikTok live because I promised my community there that I'll be doing that. Hold on, I'm gonna answer your question before I wrap it up. I was never more sure betting on Marab versus Sandhagen. I like Corey. He has pillow hand. You know what's funny? I picked Corey Sandhagen to beat him, bro. But it was more of a me hating on Marab. I hope Ilya's career is not married by divorce. Yeah, I hope it's not ruined by that. Catch you on the next one, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna try to stream daily. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate the subscriptions. I appreciate the likes. You guys make the chat easy to do because I just like talking to y'all. It makes it a good time. So take it easy, guys. Love y'all. God bless and take it easy.